This is not a test follows Sloane, a teenager having breakfast with her abusive father, when a woman suddenly starts pounding on their front door screaming for help. As her father tries to figure out what to do, they look outside and realize the neighborhood has been completely overrun by zombies. Things go from bad to worse when one of the zombies crashes through the window and bites her father. Terrified and in shock, Sloane runs. She eventually ends up in a neighbor's backyard where she meets up with a group of her high school classmates and their mother. After surviving the night together, the group sets out looking for a safer place and eventually makes their way to the local high school. Once there, they barricade themselves inside and try to figure out what's going on and how they're going to survive. A group of teenagers trapped inside a school during the zombie apocalypse is a really solid setup. The movie gets off to a strong start, throwing us right into the chaos of the outbreak and creating some genuine tension early on. But as the story moves forward, the focus begins to shift away from the zombies and more towards Sloane herself. We learn about her troubled relationship with her abusive father, her complicated feelings about her older sister, and the trauma she's been carrying for years. What starts as a zombie survival story slowly becomes more of a coming of age drama with zombies hanging around in the background. And I appreciate the filmmakers for trying to do something deeper than just another zombie movie. The relationships between the characters create conflict that doesn't rely entirely on the undead, and that gives the story a different angle. However, Sloane is really the only character who feels fully developed. She gets the majority of the emotional depth, while most of the supporting cast feels underwritten, and for the most part, they're pretty unlikable. As a result, when the movie asks you to invest in these characters and their struggles, it's hard to connect with anyone outside of Sloane. The film also struggles with its pacing. Once the group reaches the school, there are several dialogue-heavy scenes that drag on longer than they need to. Instead of building tension or moving the story forward, a lot of these conversations slow the movie down and take away from the urgency established in the opening act. And that's really where the film starts to lose its momentum. By the time it tries to deliver on these emotional themes and character moments, the payoff just isn't strong enough to justify the slower pace. While the character-focused approach is different, most of the zombie elements feel pretty familiar, and outside of its themes, there isn't much here that stands out from countless other zombie movies that have done similar things better. The bottom line, this is not a test, it's a movie that clearly wanted to be more than just another zombie and survival story, and I respect that. But after a promising opening, it never fully capitalizes on its potential. The character work outside of Sloane isn't strong enough, the pacing drags in the middle, and the emotional payoff never quite lands for me. This one ends up being a skip. There are simply too many other great zombie movies out there for me to be recommending this one. But now I want to hear from you. Tell me, what's a great zombie movie that you think people need to see? Drop your recommendations in the comments, and if you like movie reviews like this, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.